In my journey and my quest to really truly find out who I am as a person, I went on this quest to understand my mind. For so many years I couldn't figure out how to control my thoughts, my impulses, and why I was always basically reacting to my thoughts. And in 2017, I started reading this book by Michael Singer called The Untethered Soul. And during this time, I was listening to the book, working, and I had this spiritual awakening, basically. I was reading this book, and, first of all, I really didn't even know who Michael Singer was. I'm not really into yoga and all these different spiritual techniques that he, preaches and he talks about in his book. And, going into this book, I just really was interested in the topic of understanding your thoughts. And if you're having trouble controlling anger, fear, or suffering from depression, this book can really help you. And I suffer from all those adversities, depression, anxiety, anger, fear, worrying. There's nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of your mind, but you are the one that hears it. And you become aware of your thoughts. Because in the thought world, there's always something you can control, the experience basically. You create the outside world inside yourself, and then you live in your mind. What if you decided not to do this? If you decided not to narrate and instead just consistently observe the world, you would feel more open and exposed to the journey of life. And it's really just to be aware that you're watching a movie, basically a mental voice that is talking, to stand on the thresholds of this inner journey. If it's used properly, that voice that we hear in our mind, we can become more aware of it, like we're watching a movie, and we can learn that we can not control these thoughts, but we can change them, and we can also do the opposite of what our reactions would be. For example, someone is taking too long in the grocery line, you're getting frustrated with them, and you learn, instead of saying what you're in your mind is, it could be, oh, this lady's so dumb, she can't work her debit card, or whatever the situation is, what comes into your mind at that moment, you can change it. Singer talks about doing the opposite of what he was thinking. He was looking to build a house. He didn't know how to do it. And long story short, someone asked him to help build the house, and he didn't know anything about it. And he was a professor making really hardly any money, and he just wanted to tell this guy no, and he did the opposite. And when he did that, he was starting to do things that were brought to him by the universe. Instead of going, it's like wishing it doesn't rain tomorrow. You have big plans and you're wishing it doesn't rain. The thing about that is it's just a waste of energy, because you can't control that. You spend all that time hoping it doesn't rain, and your thoughts don't change the rain. They won't change the rain. You will someday come to see that there is no use for this internal chatter. There is no reason to consistently attempt to figure out everything. Eventually, you will see the real cause of the problem, and it's not life itself. It's the commonality that makes our mind think about how our life and problems are how they should be. And it's just becoming aware. We can't change our thoughts. We can't change the thought that comes into our mind, but we can change how we react to it, and we can switch to a positive attitude towards it. It takes a lot of work, and if you're not willing to put in any work, then this stuff will never be achieved. We live in this life of instant gratification where, you go and you have depression or anxiety, and the first problem solving technique is to get on medication, which is like putting a Band-Aid on it, when we really need to really dig deep and understand how our minds work and how we can be a witness to it, by also understanding that we need to stay in the now. I love this quote that Michael Singer says. It's like, as it is right now, your life is not your own. It belongs to your inner roommate, the psychic. You have to take it back. Stand firm in the seat of witness and release the hold that habitually mind has on you. This is your life. Reclaim it. And, the best way to learn about your consciousness is through your own direct experience. For example, you know very well your consciousness can be aware of a wide field of objects. If you can be focused on one subject that you are aware of, anything else, if you're just focused on that, this is what happens when you get lost in thought. You can be reading, and then all of a sudden you're not reading anymore. It just happens. It happens all the time to me. I'll be reading, and then my mind will start wandering and just start thinking about something else. Outside objects or mental thoughts can catch your attention at any time, but it's still the same awareness. Whether you focus on the outside or on your thoughts. I just really recommend this book. It was an eye-opener for me, and it's a battle every day. You don't wake up and feel good every day. You just don't wake up and go, oh, I feel so great. Some days, yeah, you do. You feel great. And then other days, you might not feel like getting up. There's days where I don't feel like getting up. I'm tired. I'm irritable. And I have to follow a process, and I've learned that over the last few years, that my morning process is so important. And this is why I need this time. This is why I get up early before everybody else in my house. I sit with myself. I journaled some quotes, some thoughts. I reflect on myself. I have self-reflection. So I think about the things that may have gone wrong the day before. I think about the things that I have done wrong in my life. I feel that pain some mornings. Some mornings I'm in tears because I remember and I reflect on the pain and the things the way I was living my life before. And through that, I get this great feeling of gratitude, and I'm so grateful. And then I get my kids up, I cook them breakfast, I get them ready for school, and then once my wife takes the kids to school, I start my day off with some physical activity, some exercise, so I can raise my frequency. People, and myself included, I used to manifest when I was depressed, and I used to just lay in it, and I didn't want to move a muscle and change a thought. I wanted to just find an easy solution. And through discipline and through a strong program, I'm able to face the day each moment. And after I train, I feel so amazing. The gym is the only place where you see people leaving that they're happy. They're holding the door open for each other because they feel good about themselves. They've put some work in. They've raised their frequency. And of course, it doesn't last all day. Once that goes away, you have to work on, achieving it again. Maybe another quick 10, 15-minute workout. A couple days ago, I was having a stressful day, and I went downstairs, and I got on the assault bike, and then I, did a quick little, unfortunately right now, with my arm being broke, I'm limited to what I can do, but I went down and did a quick arm workout with my right arm and shoulder. Got some sweat, got some heart rate up, started feeling good again, and then I started to understand my thoughts, and I kind of coordinated them into how I wanted to react. And, that's an amazing thing about life when you become totally honest with yourself and you realize that you are not the voice of your mind, but you are the witness to it. And you can just really understand and not think you're crazy, because we all have these internal chatters that go on in our head. But it's how we react and how we become aware of this. And it just, it's such a great way of living your life when you can focus on just being the better version of yourself. And that's through all your actions and work, and really being honest with yourself. And a lot of times people don't want to be honest, and they want other people to co-sign on their victimhood, and they don't want to change. But for me right now in my life, I want to be the best version of myself each day so I can pass this on to my family, the people in my small circle, the people that I may encounter throughout the day. In this way, I'm able to not only crush every problem that comes into my life, because as soon as it happens, I think of a solution. And, I'm just so grateful for each day that I wake up and I'm able to learn more about not only who I am, but what I need to do as a man each day to be responsible, to be loving, and to serve others unconditionally, and take and learn that life is always happening for me. It's always happening for me. The things that happen in my life are happening for me. The truth is, everything will be okay as soon as you are okay with everything. And that's the only time everything will be okay. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Check out my YouTube channel, The Bearded Dude. I appreciate it if you subscribe and like some videos if you do. And thank you once again. God bless and stay grateful.